Yo! Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Did you just get into an argument with somebody? Or maybe you just lost at a multiplayer game like Siege and feeling a little pissed, a little upset, a little angry. Hey, well, just want to let you know that is totally normal. It's part of being it's part of being a human being, and all of us experience just being a little tilted at just everyday life. Oh no, my cats are fighting under the tripod. Please don't break anything. There may be moments where you just absolutely want to scream, just blow your top, and just be upset. And while it may feel good in the moment just to get all that stress out, it could cause some damaging things later down the line that might just make things in life a little more intolerable, you know. And again, I want to stress, there's nothing wrong with being upset. It's a normal part of everyday life. Everyone gets upset. If you didn't get upset, you wouldn't be human. But just breathe. It's okay. Take a step back, relax, assess the situation around you, and then come at it with a more renewed mental state. De-escalation is a very important skill to learn, and I feel like anybody can learn it. And de-escalating a situation, whether it be internal conflict, talking with other people, in a video game, whatever, it's very much possible. And it always brings about positive benefits, regardless of what the situation is. Now, oftentimes it may feel like you yourself are being loud or snappy or irrational or whatever, and you may not really realize it. But other people are telling you, like, hey, dude, you're kind of being, like, mean or whatever. And it happens. But you know, it's things like this where you take it in stride. You kind of learn from these experiences and maybe take a step back and breathe. Assess why you were being, a dick or something. The way that I kind of like to go about that is just sort of taking a step back after the situation's over or it's resolved or whatever, or at least put on pause and, thinking back about, like, why that person said that. Maybe I did say something that was upsetting or crossing the line or whatever. It happens. Everyone does it. The important thing as a human is just kind of learning how to grow from that and be better the next time you come at something like this. And don't get me wrong, stuff like de-escalation, keeping calm, relaxing, being cool, keeping your cool, it's definitely, I would say, a skill. Some people are better at it than others, but it can be learned, it can be honed, and while it is easier said than done, I do believe it is a skill that is much easier to hone and put in practice a lot faster than, like, a traditional skill that you're trying to learn, because it's dealing with people and just being a good person. But with that being said, here's some stuff you could maybe try that I would recommend, trying to do. So, talk it out like adults. Under no circumstances, here's one of my personal philosophies and rules that I live by. Under no circumstances is someone to yell at me maliciously or with angry, upset intent. I just don't allow it. I'm not yelling back at them saying, hey, you can't fucking yell at me, you little fucking mongrel. Yeah, I'm not doing that kind of shit. Yeah, I'm not going to yell back at you. I refuse. And I'm not going to have someone talk to me like that, which I think everyone should stand for. I don't think anyone should yell at you for any reason. If you're an adult, and they're an adult, be the adult. Talk to them. Let them know, like, hey, don't really appreciate the way you're talking to me. I don't want to deal with that. And you can give them shit like, listen, man, come back to me when you're more cooled off, more level-headed. Just chill. There's no reason someone should yell at you. And trying to de-escalate them, say, like, hey, we're not going to do this. Just, go somewhere. Cool off. Chill out. We can talk later. We're both adults. We can deal with this as adults should and have a discussion and a conversation, not a heated argument. I don't see the reason in having heated arguments. It happens. I have heated arguments. I try my best to keep them chill. And between friends with banter and stuff, that's fine. But when people are genuinely like pissed off at you for something, that's definitely a time where it's like, dude, just chill. It's not the end of the world. It's really not the end of the world. Tomorrow will come. It always does, no matter what happens. Things to add on to this, though, is like clear communication with people is key. You really don't want to get a misunderstanding. Ask questions. Even if they get a little annoyed by the questions, at least you're doing your part and making sure you understand what's going on. Whether it be in team-based combat in a video game, or you bump into somebody on the road, like Boondocks Episode 1 style, and they get all up in your face. Be like, look, bro, my bad. I'm sorry. No reason to be upset about this. Where did I didn't mean to bump into you. I fucked up. My bad. That kind of stuff. Just chill out. Don't subject yourself to be lower than somebody, because you're not. You're a human being. Human beings are on the same level. That's what humans are. They're a human at the end of the day. So don't ever subject yourself to be lower than somebody. But also, next point, go with the flow of these people. Figure out what the flow of someone is, especially someone that you work with or you talk to long term that you may not necessarily like, but they just happen to be in the friend group or whatever. Learn how they work. Learn the flow, because learning their flow is going to positively impact your relationship with them. It's going to make them like you more, even if they don't like, or I shouldn't say like, it'll make them respect you more. Because inherently, I have friends that don't like each other, but they respect each other. There's a line there where it's like, okay, well, I do have a mutual respect for you. I don't agree with a lot of the shit that you say, and a lot of the stuff that you say pisses me off, but at the same time, I respect you as a person. And I'm not going to invade on that. That's what everyone should do. Like, they shouldn't invade on someone else's like boundaries and respect because they don't like what they say or what they do. With the exceptions. Don't get me wrong. If you're like a pedo or a fucking like serial murderer, bro, get the fuck away from me, dude. I will use excessive force just to protect my skin, bro, and those around me. That was fucking dumb, dude. But yeah, learning the flow of others is super important. An example of this that I can give, right, is say if you're at work, you just started this new job. Your boss comes in, he's a little hard to work with or whatever. And yeah, for the first day, for the first month, for the first, however long, it's going to be a lot of learning, because you're learning how this person operates. And they may not operate like how you're used to, which a lot of times does happen. They're different people. Like if you went to a new job, you have a new boss, that guy's not the same as your old boss or whatever. So while there may be bumps, do yourself a favor. Take a step back when you see these people do what they do, like their normal movements, and just kind of observe, analyze, learn about these people. Go out of your way to learn how these people work. Because I promise you, at the end of the day, when you figure out how these people operate, it's going to save you tons of headache, tons of stress. You know how they operate when they're upset. You know how they operate when they're happy. You learn these things. You learn the flow. And this can be applied to anybody, even your romantic partner. Analyze how they work, so that way next time you guys get into an argument, you guys can figure it out, talk it out like adults, because especially in today's society, I've seen so many couples just like end it over dumb shit, dude, like stupid shit, because they don't want to talk and communicate. They're stubborn. Compromise comes with that as well. You got to learn how to compromise, and with their flow, like their flow might be doing this, but your flow might be doing this, right? Try to go this way, diagonally, together. Work something out. Figure it out, because it's possible. Again, you're human. You have the ability, the gift to communicate with each other. Use it a little bit. Now, I want to reiterate, if I haven't said this already, because I don't remember. It's always easier said than done to do any of this stuff. These are skills we're talking about, communication skills. And some people are better at it than others. That's just how life is. But that doesn't mean that you can't be better at it the next time something happens, the next time a situation arises, next time you get upset, next time someone else gets upset, whatever's happening. Just take a step back, breathe. And it may not be in the moment. It might be after the moment. Or you might know that something is coming up that you're getting anxious for. Take a step back, breathe, get your points in your head, write them down. Writing things down on paper with a pen and paper, that just helps even more to kind of map out how you want to say things. But you can do it. I wholeheartedly believe you can. Anyone can. Just breathe, relax, chill. Life is not something to stress about all the time. You got to have moments where you can just be chill, enjoy yourself, because at the end of the day, we're all barreling through this void in space on this fucking rock where time just doesn't stop for anybody. Tomorrow will come. It always does. There's nothing you can do about it except enjoy what you got. And I think if you're able to work things out with people who can be your biggest helps, your biggest helps, your biggest aid, or your biggest adversary, is always good. Being diplomatic and figuring things out is always something that can be like positively implemented into your life. Now on a tangent here, what about like video games? I want to go kind of hard on video games for a minute, because I know people that tend to get upset a little too easily because they're taking the L in the game or whatever. And I'm a fighting game guy. That's the competitive area that I'm in. Like, yeah, I'll do shooters or whatever, but like, I like fighting games. Fighting games is a raw one-on-one, run the fade, let's do this shit type of thing, and I love that. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'll get pissed off. Everyone does. But I'm usually having like a bad day or something like that. Like if something just isn't going right for me, I just want to relax and it's not helping me unwind. In which case, I say, fuck it, I'm done, turn it off, do something else, because you can do that. You have the ability to do that. But, you know, I implore people to, like, who play games like that and get pissed off and have a hard time bottling their emotions when they're, I should say bottling. People who have a hard time, like, keeping their emotions in check when it comes to, like, fucking video games. It's not an easy thing, but if you look at things optimistically, like, oh, fuck, you know, I did lose, but I can work on this, that, and the third to be better, then I find the experience to be a little bit more enjoying, because I can kind of set parameters for myself outside of like a ranked system or whatever. That's like, well, I want to see myself get to X, Y, Z, and be able to do like this combo, or, you know, I want to be able to, I don't fucking know, get the most kills in this fucking game, or get this kill streak. Like, that's my goal. I don't give a fuck about ranking, because ranks are just arbitrary numbers. There are people that, you know, might be a lower ranking than you that can wipe the fucking floor with you. Ranks are just arbitrary. Just apply optimistic mindsets to this kind of thing, and see it as like a learning opportunity each time. And I guarantee you, when you go to bed, absorb all that information. If you're actively trying to learn and do better, if you just go to bed, you know, get some good sleep, because sleep is super important. It's when your brain records all this shit and kind of like prints it into the brain, so that way you can use it for the next time. Like, you will always get that success that you want. And it may not be like, oh, you know, I'm doing so much better, I'm climbing all these ranks, but it might be like, holy fuck, I pulled off this combo. Holy shit, I finally like learned the frame data of this character, and now I know it like the back of my hand. That kind of stuff. Whatever, you know. It's good to just look at it from the positive side every time, if you can. Now, the final piece of knowledge I'll leave you fine folk out there with is sometimes the best reaction is no reaction. And I'm not talking like straight up just like, oh fuck, I'm just gonna like fucking, I'm done. Like, we're not having this conversation anymore. Like fucking Shark Tank them, you know? Talk to them and be like, listen, I like what you put out, or I don't like what you put out, whatever. I'm out. And then you can fucking leave. You know? Just be like, hey, you're kind of getting on my nerves. I don't want to deal with this right now. We're not going to get in an argument. Just fuck off somewhere. And if you can't de-escalate it, just fuck off somewhere. Let it ride itself out. Chill, come back when you're more cooled off, when that person's more cooled off, and try to have a continuous discussion about it. And if they're not willing to, then that's just on them. Some people are just assholes for no reason. Their life might just fucking suck, or they just might be used to being in power or whatever, and they just they aren't nice. And it happens. You get people like that. It just happens. That's life. But you out there watching this video, I know you can do it. I believe in you. And honestly, I implore any one of you to talk to me in the comments about what you got going on. Maybe some examples of when you de-escalated a situation, when you chilled out, when you got someone else to chill out, or things that you may be working on. Like, I don't know how to do this. Let's just talk about it. I'm not a fucking therapist. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I'm not medically trained to help you with shit. But I'm also a fellow human being like you. We can have a cordial discussion in the comments about like what you got going on in life. And if I can help your day just be a little bit better, that's more than enough for me. So anyway, this has been Feel Good Friday. I'm Sam. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend out there. And I'll see you guys next time.